What makes Indonesia and Raja Ampat in particular so special is the fusion of natural beauty, marine biodiversity like nowhere else on the planet, and that sense of discovery that feels limitless. My name's Adam Fornasera. I'm a co-founder of Calico Jack Charters. We've been operating in Indonesia's archipelago for the last 14 years, building boats and running adventure trips all the way from Komodo, Raja Ampat, the Banda Sea, Cendrawasih and beyond. I met Cam in 2022 in South Sulawesi, and he was working on a boat building project for a client. And straight away we connected with our knowledge of boat building and being based there for so many years. So we helped each other out. And we've been working together ever since and putting these really cool trips together.
Yeah, so pretty much immediately after meeting the boys at Calico, we just hit it off and started doing these trips together. And I naturally started bringing some of my friends along, like Emmett and Josiah, who are incredible photographers and filmmakers. And before we knew it, we were exploring every corner of this archipelago, and each trip just leveling up that much more, one after the other.
I had this destination that's one of my favorites, which is the Banda Sea, and incorporating that into Raja Ampat. I sat down with Emmett. We did a trip in April last year, and on the back of that trip, we were like, hey, let's talk about this.
Everything kind of felt pretty last minute, as these kind of trips normally do, where you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't really know what to expect, but then you just show up at the airport because you kind of trust the process and you know that it's all going to end up working out anyways.
I could tell straight away with this trip, we were definitely leveling up once again, and Adam was just absolutely pumped, and the team had to match that energy. The first people that we called to were Josiah and Emmett. I mean, the best people to have around on an adventure like this. Then we wanted to kind of diversify that a bit. So we called our friend Chelsea, who's an amazing social media creator and storyteller. We had our friend Sasha, who's an overall creative, and I mean, let's be real, he's just a vibe. And then my girlfriend Sid also came as well, who's another amazing photographer. And then Adam had some additions that he was adamant about, one being Matthew, who's an award-winning documentary filmmaker. And last but not least, Mikko Paasi. I mean, talk about leveling up the team. Mikko, if you don't already know, he was a part of the Thai cave rescue and just an absolute legend in the world of both cave dive exploration and dive rescue. So to top it all off, he's a really good friend of Adam's, so he was able to get him to come along, and it just leveled up the trip that much more to where now we were able to explore harder, explore further, and yeah, man, I mean, I couldn't have imagined this trip without him.
My name is Mikko Paasi. I'm a Finnish diver, born in Finland, but lived half of my life now in an island called Koh Tao in Thailand. I know Adam from way back 20 plus years. We've been growing up together in our adult lives. And so through him, I've been here once before only, but through him I got this invitation to join the group, and it just happened by coincidence. Everything just matched and locked.
So one of the missions on this trip was to go straight to Banda and the Spice Islands, and usually around October, November, you have this phenomenon where the hammerhead sharks are coming in and they're schooling. It usually starts around October, running through into November. For divers, it's the holy grail, and you can immerse yourself in this experience.
Yeah, so we didn't get the hammerheads, but Matthew and Mikko got a couple here and there on camera. But in situations like that, when you're dealing with nature and a lot of unexpected variables, you have to be able to pivot, and that's exactly what we did. So with the remaining time that we had in Banda, we decided to head over to the main harbor in Banda Neira and just spend the rest of our time delving into the culture and the history and the incredible biodiversity that that place has. Once the epicenter of a global spice trade, this tiny island played such a pivotal role in world history, with European powers battling for control over nutmeg and cloves, and this Dutch colonial fort that stands after 600 years as a reminder of not only its beauty, but its turbulent past. And beyond its history, Banda boasts some of the most stunning natural beauty on the planet, with crystal clear waters just teeming with marine life, coral reefs that make it a diver's playground, and the most stunning silhouette of Gunung Api in the background, which is this active volcano that rises dramatically from the seafloor just in front of the old Dutch fort. The island's warm and welcoming community really keeps its history alive through storytelling, music, traditional ceremonies, making it a fascinating destination for anyone seeking both adventure as well as a deeper connection to Indonesia's past.
You know, there's only so much time we can spend on chasing hammerheads. So we had to sit down with everybody, and, you know, it was unanimous. You know, Missile Raja Ampat was calling. We were a little bit disappointed. And again, even my own expectations of, like, you know, the hammerhead sharks didn't quite happen. But I knew that Missile was, you know, it can deliver.
Our first dive of getting to Misul and Raja Ampat, we had 11 manta rays swimming all around us for about an hour. It was just the most mind-blowing dive, and it was just such a perfect greeting for Raja Ampat to welcome us to this magical place. And I think I've said this before, but Raja Ampat just has this magic in the air where every part just kind of adds on to each other to make the most incredibly magical experience.
One cell missing, you can't really film this. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say I shouldn't die with that. It's just moisture. It will come back alive in a bit.
Having an absolute expert on the trip like Mikko just kind of allows the creative process to go that one step further, where we're able to do these things that would kind of be unsafe otherwise. Because we have Mikko there, he's able to keep tabs on all of us and just make sure we're doing everything safely. We're actually able to do more experiences that we wouldn't be able to otherwise, such as Chelsea riding on Mikko's back without a scuba tank and breathing off of Mikko's extra air tank.
What I brought in was the technical side of it, all the tech that I'm wearing, the scooters, the rebreathers, the dry suits, and lights and things, and then one thing that I was thinking, like the contrast between our teams, especially when Chelsea was freediving with minimal equipment compared to me being like overdressed to the party. And then put these two things together was kind of like an idea where we started to work together, and I think it's just a combination of like simplicity and technicality together. And then we started to film together with she riding on the back of the scooter that I was running, and yeah, Beauty and the Beast.
Adam had brought up that there might be a cave worth going and exploring. And that's when, I mean, Mikko's face, if you could see it, he just lit up. After an entire week of open water diving, you could tell like his happy place, dark cave. And when you get the opportunity to go and dive a cave with Mikko Paasi, you do not turn that down.
We head deeper into this cave. There's this beam of light coming through the ceiling, and we didn't really know where that was coming from, so we explored deeper into the cave and actually ended up poking up through the surface of the water, and we're in this isolated chamber, and this hole in the ceiling was having this perfect beam of sunlight coming through the water. It was like an alien world. And having Mikko there, we got some really cool shots together because he just looks so cool in a cave with all his cave dive gear on. And yeah, we just got some incredible shots, and he showed us his world, and we kind of mixed our worlds by taking cool photos of him. And it was just a really awesome experience to end the trip.
Yeah, so for me, you know, having this group of creative people creating this incredible adventure, and everyone being open to, you know, the uncertainties that come with that. It's what I built the boats for. It's what I've got into this industry in the first place. And for me, that's all I could wish for. So it's very rewarding.
One thing I really love about traveling with Calico Jack Charters, there's this element of go with the flow that you don't get with a lot of other companies, where they kind of just throw you into the adventure and then see what happens and let the adventure kind of dictate the itinerary, if that makes sense. So every day we can kind of contribute to the itinerary and give our opinions of what we want to do based on the stuff we've seen so far. And I think that's just the best way to travel. That's how I travel normally, is allowing for that element of spontaneity. That's not something you get with a lot of other companies.
This is definitely not the last time I'll be joining Calico Jack Adventures. I think the message to people who think about coming over here is that stop thinking and come, work hard, and then explore harder.
My bet is we'll be doing more of this in the future, at least once a year or twice a year.
Yeah, I think at this point, we're all pretty much in the same boat. We're just waiting for that call from Adam. Hey, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. We're leaving on this date. See you at the airport. And none of us will even hesitate. I mean, hands down, I don't think there's any better way to experience Raja Ampat, or even Indonesia for that matter, than with Calico Jack Charters. And I'm not just saying that.
So let the ocean be your playground, and let Calico Jack be your ticket to adventure.
That's perfect.